Where are my forever advancing self people? You all know how we do this thing, and we do take it from level to level to level to level. How are you all doing today? I'm Priscilla with Priscilla's Greenhouse, and it's good to see you all today. And I'm just trying to get things situated. I was telling you all on last week about some tomato plants that I got from the Dollar Tree. It's called like a, I had one laying around the other day and I think I showed it to you all. But it was in a small little box, and it just called like a tomato planter or whatever you call it from Dollar Tree. And this is the results of the tomatoes that I planted. I don't know. Can you see? Hold on. I'm going to have to pull this here laptop down just a little bit so you all kind of see what's going on. And I hope you all can see it. Hope you all can see the plant. Pull it down just a little bit. There you go. And here's the tomato plants right here. And what I want to bring to your attention about these plants, when I planted the tomato plant little seed packet or whatever you call it, it was like a rounded piece of cloth material, something similar to a sponge if you ask me. But that's all I had to plant under this dirt here in a cut off 1 gallon sweet tea container. But I had this inside all the time. But as you can see, put it a little more closer, I think these tomato plants have begun to get leggy, which is that they're really long and thin and skinny. I don't know how easy or complicated it's going to be for me to remove these seedlings out of this container because of the material. Because of the material that I guess the seeds germinated from something that was inside of, if I had to explain it, it's something like a sponge, but it was very, very pliable and flexible. You can move it around, but I believe that's where the seeds were. But anyway, let's get started. And I'm going to try to show you how I'm going to transfer these, some of these tomato plants or tomato seedlings from this container right here into a 16-ounce cup, plastic see-through cup. And I probably transplant at least 4 or maybe 5 tomato plants today. And I don't know what variety these tomatoes are. It did not have it on there. So they appear to look exactly alike. But it was like some nice sized tomatoes showed up on the packet. So I'm just going to have to sit down. That's the only way. That's the only way. Hold on for a minute. This chair is so low. That's the only way you are going to be able to see everything. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just separating some of these cups. And I'm going to cut holes in the bottom. Just with a pair of scissors. You just got to press firmly and cut. Put one there. And I'll get up the little plastic pieces later. And once I'm cutting, I'm just going to put them to the side, okay? I think I'm just going to put one nice size on each side here. I think 2 will be enough. Ugh, that one jumped way over there. Maybe another one. Okay, there's another one. And I'll show you another way to do it. You can use a box cutter. You can use a box cutter also. And this is a real sharp box cutter. And you be careful that your fingers are not in the way. And you can get right on the edge here and apply pressure. Make sure this thing is locked. Apply pressure and just press down and turn. Okay, once it goes through, just turn it a couple times. It's right on the edge. Be careful with your finger. And it'll go through and you turn it and you have a nice little cut. And you can pull this little plastic away or you can just open it up some and you have a nice little drain hole there, okay? And there's only 2 holes in there. That's enough. So I'll just put this cup over here. So you can use a sharp box cutter or a sharp pair of scissors. And you can do the same thing with this one. Twist it. Put a little pressure behind it, but just make sure your hand is not under there, and hopefully don't let it go all the way through. That's enough right there. So I'm just going to start with 4 plants for right now. Put the blade back inside of the box cutter and put the blade away, because you have to practice some safety precautions here. You don't want to get cut. Now, I do have some potting soil in this container here. I have potting soil in there already, but what I'm thinking about doing, I'm going to put this over here. I don't want to have to clean up a lot of dirt. What I'm going to do, I purchased some different potting soil on yesterday. Some potting mix here, because these seeds, they started to grow already, and I'm going to repot them. I'm repotting them, so I just want to make sure they still have enough room to grow, and they don't have to press through no real thick, heavy soil. The root system still need to be able to move freely. But I'm going to open this bag up and get it out of the camera. I'm just going to cut a corner out. Now let's put some of this potting soil off in here. Put some of that potting soil in here. It's not, the bag is not heavy at all, so lightweight. Because most of it is peat moss and perlite. That's pretty much what's in here. Peat moss and perlite. So I think that's plenty. I just want something to mix. I just want to have something to mix with what I already have inside of the bag. Okay? Just going to roll that down nice. Because you'll be amazed how potting soil, you're trying to keep an area clean. But with any type of soil, potting soil, whatever, and most of the time you have some cleaning up to do. Okay. I hope this is not difficult to take these plants out. But what I want to do here, I want to mix the potting soil up with what I have already placed inside of this here bin. It's already nice and damp in here. You know, you want your potting soil to not be soaking wet. And you don't want it to be dry either. do believe it could stand some water. I left my watering pot up front. Sound like the heat came back on, but I turned that heat off because it feels really, really warm in here. So I'm going to add some water to the potting soil mix. And I want to tell you what's in my potting soil. I'm going to transfer these plants. They don't have their true leaves on them right now, but since they're leggy, I'm not going to wait for any true leaves to come on. They need to be transplanted right now. And I'm using these cups because of how tall these seedlings are. I want to be able to plant the seedling all the way up to the leaves just about, okay? And that way it'll give it a lot of areas, produce root systems, and start to produce the true leaves that's going to come up in the middle, okay? So, what I want to do right now, I'm going to fill this up with potting soil. No, I'm not. I'm not going to fill it with potting soil. You put about that much in there. You know why? When I dig one of these plants up, the top part going to stop about right here. And that's exactly where I want it, because I'm going to cover it completely up with soil. Okay, I'm just going to tap this down some. Maybe able to put a little bit more in here. Just a little bit more, not much. Tap it down. Now this is going to be the surprise right here. I want to see how easy, how hard it's going to be to get this plant up out of what it was growing in from the Dollar Tree. And you all, it seemed like this is not going to be an easy task at all. Because I put some of my potting soil on top. I'm going to try something here. There it is, right here. But you see, it's still, now I won't buy it again because I see it's almost like I'm going to have to cut this plant out of, see this thing right here. You see, I'm breaking it apart to see if I can remove my tomato plant out of there. And there's the tomato plant right here. But it has, and I'm just going to put it in there. This is my first time doing it. But I want you to see something here. And all my plants are attached to it. It's the green, whatever it is that the plant seeds came in. You can pull it apart, but it's just something green-like, and that's what the plant's growing in. So let me quickly put some soil around this plant. Bear with me, because if I stand up, my whole head gonna be cut off. So this here is transplanting is gonna be something else, cause I'm telling you, it's a different type of potting soil. No, I'm talking about where it was growing in, totally different. I've never ever had anything like that before. So I think I got it where I want it, just about. Let's see here. Let's tap this down some. You got to be real careful with it, because you know what? It's really, really, really something fragile, if you ask me. And most of the root system is all the way down in there. But I am going to put some more potting soil around here. I want it to come up a little higher around the plant. I just want to bring it up a little higher around the top part of the leaves. And I'm about to get it where I want it. You have to be careful though not to break that plant. That's what I'm trying to avoid. Okay, now I got it in there. I'm just going to tap it down to get the air pockets out. Okay, I got that one set up just fine. And right now, I'm going to take a marker. This is like an acrylic permanent marker. And I'm going to just put it right at the top here on the cup. Tomato. And today is the 26th of February. But I want to put February the 11th because this is on the container. So I'm going to put February the 11th. I'm not going to worry about the date that I transfer it. So it's February 11th, tomato plant. And for right now, I'm just going to sit it right here in a container right behind me. That's perfect for it for right now. See, what I'm learning right now with this here purchase from the Dollar Tree that came in a small box is that you can break that green material apart once it's wet and once the seeds start coming out, because I just did that. But I need to move a little quicker than what I'm doing because I see that part of the plants are just kind of like laying over. Okay. And that's one of my plants in here still. You see, it's stuck down in another part of the greenery. So I'm going to have to come in from this side and scoop that whole thing up out of there so I can get my plants. Okay, I don't know how this is going to turn out, I'm telling you. But there's the root system here almost, but I see it, and there it is. And this is getting kind of messy because if you can see, these plants are growing directly out of this green stuff, and I guess that's where the seeds were. I've never purchased this before, so I guess that's where the seeds were located. The only thing I want is my root system. And there it is. And there's the plant. So let me just stick it down in here. Matter of fact, there's 2 tomato plants growing there, but one of them is so tiny. One of those plants was so tiny, tiny, tiny that I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave those 2 plants just the way they are. You know why? I'm afraid I'm going to kill that plant. So let me just bear with me here. One of them may have to just get covered up anyway because it's down really low. It's down real low. So I'm sorry about that. All right. Pull it over to the side here and put some soil around it. I mean, you have to be really careful with these plants because it's just tiny and real fragile and thin. So. Trying to keep from breaking it. And it's called, you know what, I got the name of this thing exactly what, hold on for a minute. Here's one more. But it's called, I got it on here. It's called a tomato rocket. Tomato rocket is what they're called. A tomato rocket. The thing I got from Dollar Tree is called a tomato rocket, people. And the only way I can find out is because it's on my container. I'm going to set that one right there. So what I'm really trying to do, I'm saving my leggy tomato plants. They have became leggy, and I'm saving them. So, moving right along. And what I'm going to have to do, and I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to do it. This is very uncomfortable, reaching up like this here from where I'm sitting. And I got to sit down because it's a laptop I'm working with. If I stand up, it's going to be a whole problem of the head getting cut off. So, let me just get another cup. I already have my holes in there. Double check to make sure you have holes in the bottom of your cup. Double check to always make sure you got the holes there, because you start potting it up, you're rolling right along, then you realize, wow, I don't have no hole in it. You have to turn it upside down and put holes in it. See, this here stuff breaks right or loose because that tomato root system is all the way right there. If you can see it, there's the tomato plant, but that root system is running all the way through that carpet. I call it, well, it puts you in the mind of a piece of carpet. It sure does. So, I'm going to say carpet. The only thing I'm doing, I'm potting it up, okay? I'm potting it up. There it is. Let me finish potting it. And this should stop the legginess, because what I'm going to do is have it, I'm just tapping it down to get the air pockets out of it, and there it is. And this should take care of the legginess right here, because what it's going to start doing, it's going to start producing roots all the way from the root system all along that stem there. So let's just see how it's going to work. Put that one right there. Let's transplant one more, and I'll do the rest once I come offline. See, this one is right here. Got it. Got my plant right there. Here's my last cup. I have holes in the bottom of it. And my potting soil is right here. So I'm going to put some in here. Moving right along, people. I'm telling you. And I'm going to get this plant right here. Take it easy, because, whoo, I hope that root system is not broken off. It look kind of funny, but I'll give it a try. And if it just dies, I have to get another one put in there. It's fine. How many of you know sometimes, I don't care how careful you are sometimes the seedlings just end up breaking or dying. Nothing you can do is keep on moving and keep on planting. That's what I'm doing with this plant right here too. So just bear with me. I'm trying to put dirt around it. Or soil, whatever you want to call it. Potting soil, to be exact. Okay. Simple as that. That's the 4th leggy tomato plant that I transplanted. And I'm going to write on the cups later. I can write on this one now. Because this thing is just something that, you know, I purchased that whole tomato rocket from the Dollar Tree, and I pretty much had to tear it all apart. And I don't know if any more tomato seeds going to come up, but I'll transplant these two. That's the only two that I see sticking up right now. So out of that entire tomato rocket, there's 6 plants in that tomato rocket. 7 really, because one had a real small one in there. So I may just cover this back up for a couple of days and see what's going to happen. But right now, I'm just going to get my little Sharpie marker. I like my Sharpie markers really better than I like these acrylics. They're supposed to be permanent, And they don't supposed to fade because of weather or anything. This will be the first time I've ever used these markers, but the Sharpies, sometimes they do fade. But I have this the soil all the way up to the top of this cup. But I still can put tomato on here. And I'm going to put February the 11th because that's when I started to germinate the seeds. And you can just put all that information on your cup. Okay? Put what it is and the date. And I like to always say something about the grow zone that I'm in. I'm in Arkansas. And I'm in grow zone 7B. And what I'm looking at now, let me go and put tomatoes. Might as well, right? Let me set that one right there. And I'll just take this one and just mark them right now. That's a tomato plant. February the 11th, 2022. Got that one. And I have one already marked, so that's a good thing. Tomato plant, February the 11th, 22. And the soil was already nice and moist, you know, real damp. So, not soaking, but they're fine. I don't have to put any more water on them. They have plenty of moisture to pull into the root system. I'm going to cover the two that's in here up. But this was just a tomato rocket that I cut in half. I cut it in half because, you know, let me slide this out the way. That tomato rocket, once I took it out of the box and I unfolded it, that tomato rocket was really tall. And it couldn't fit in the milk jug that I had cut, like right here. It couldn't really fit in this milk jug. So what I did, I got a pair of scissors and I cut through that thing. And I just wondered, did that do something? But it was still like an experiment. It was just $1.25 for the tomato rocket. So with me cutting it, and I'm like, I don't know where the seeds are anyway. So this shouldn't completely destroy the tomato rocket. And it did not. So far I have 7 tomato plants. I don't know what the variety is, but that's fine too. As long as it starts producing tomatoes, it's fine with me. So I got this out the way, and I'm just going to move this here out the way for right now, because I'll get back to this. I'll get back to this here at a later time. Give it some more time to produce and grow some more tomatoes. The ones that I have here, most likely, I don't know if you can see this light over here. Right here, it's a light here. And I'm going to move a tray directly under this light. I may put a little box or something underneath it to bring it up higher toward the light, the grow light. And that's what I'm going to do with these plants that I just transplanted. Because, you know, I think sometimes when you move them around like that, it may shock them and throw them off a little bit. And that's why I want to do that. All right, I got a package in the mail. Let's see. Let me get this out of my way. I want to see what it is. I don't know if it's that grow light. And if it is that grow light, I want to show you all that grow light. Just a minute. I'm going to cover this back up. Keep that moisture in there. Okay, I got something to open. Where's my box cutter? I prefer that box cutter. And I have it right here. I'm going to open this box. It's a lightweight box. And there's some soil or something on top of it. I don't have a lot of working space, as you all can see, and I'm just beating on stuff. So let me open it. what's in here. And that's how this person sent the first container. And a diet green tea, 1 gallon jug of perlite. And I purchased perlite the other day also when I went to the store. So I want to make sure I have enough perlite. And they just put it in a gallon container. So I guess this person buys perlite in a bulk, probably a really, really huge bag, and probably make their money back like this here, which is fine. I have no problem with what people do. You have to do what you have to do in this day and age. And if that's what they want to do, make a profit off of it, then I can just go and buy it and I'm satisfied with the price. If I wasn't satisfied with the price, I'm sure I wouldn't be purchasing it. So, what else I want to cover? And now, you know, the plants are doing real good in here. You know, they're looking real good. And some of the plants that I'm growing for some of the neighbors, they're looking real good. I got okra down here, fresh pepper seeds planted, carrots, corn, cucumbers, garden beans, jalapeno peppers, and okra, tomatoes. Got a variety of vegetable seeds coming up. And this is this is just something I looked on YouTube and I did some researching, and I will tell you all this. It works. It works, and I'm moving all my bean plants and my zucchini. I have some zucchini plants up here that I transplanted the other day. So I'm through working right here, and I probably can kind of stand up and get this soil off of me just a minute. How y'all doing? All right, let's see what else I can show you all. Just a minute. I just got through watering these plants over here. There's tomatoes over here too, cucumbers, peppers, Rutgers tomatoes, Congo watermelon plants, sunflowers, just a variety of things that I have growing. Okay, but what I want to show you all is something else before I end this here video. This is a Congo watermelon plant. It's struggling a little bit, but it's still alive. It's looking rough, but it's still alive. Yesterday, woo, don't mess with that. Hold up. How you all doing? Zucchini plant. Okay, this is zucchini. This is zucchini right here. That's a zucchini plant. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plants. I transplanted them on yesterday, and when I was transplanting them, I was like, wow, I didn't even go live. Because a lot of times I want to go live to show you all what it is that I'm doing. So the zucchini plants are looking real good. They're looking really good. So let me show you what I have under here. Let me take up the whole thing so I want you all to know exactly what it is. And I showed you what the little dome-like trays earlier last week that I got from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to remove the dome off and let the condensation roll to the side. I'm going to shake it off in here so it won't mess up anything. And this is what I want to show you. I have some Keystone peppers growing in here that I started on the 19th of February. And there's some Congo watermelon in the middle. I'm going to show it to you. That's why I'm not going to move this camera anymore. That is so aggravating. Sweet peppers. And the thing about it, I'm going to show you something. These sweet peppers growing directly from fresh sweet pepper seeds, okay? Yellow, red, and green. And I bought something back here that I'm going to show you. This is what I want to show you right here. Fresh yellow, red, and green peppers right here. When I was cooking the other day, I separated the yellow, red, and green peppers with the peppers on it, the seeds on it, right here. And these are Keystone peppers and Congo watermelons, okay? Let me get a little closer so you all can see what I'm talking about. Right here is the yellow, red, and green sweet pepper seeds that I'm getting ready to show you how I save them, and I plant them right from this thing right here that I'm going to show you in just a minute. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. I'll put this back over here, right there. And I just throw them off in a shoebox with some aluminum foil, right? This is what I want you to see. These are pepper seeds that I saved. This is the green ones. It's just seeds from a green pepper, sweet pepper. And it may be looking all rotten looking, but this one is from the red one. It's like a red pepper, from a red sweet pepper. But the ones that I planted here is from another set of red, green, and yellow. And my point is, they're coming up just fine. They're looking good. So, here you go again. From fresh peppers is what I'm saying. From fresh yellow, red, and green peppers that I was cooking with. I took the seeds and I planted them. That's what I did. I took the seeds and I planted them right there. And these are sweet pepper seeds right here also. Sweet pepper seeds right here. Congo watermelon. And pepper seeds, sweet pepper seeds from me cooking, okay? And I hope y'all can see it. The camera and me. I just have to learn out where I need to line it up with the camera. So I'm just going to cover it back up. And I got these containers from the Dollar Tree. Put that right there. Well, you all, you know something? That's going to do it. That's going to do it for me today. And I am Priscilla with Priscilla's Greenhouse. And where are my forever advanced yourself people? You all know how we do this thing. We do take it from level to level to level to level. It's wonderful seeing you all again. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you can get a notification when I go live. And click on that like button. And I'll see you again in the near future. God bless you. Bye-bye.